Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy, Roll with Rich. We're back with another sports betting consultation for the NFL, baby. We're going with the London game. I was going to say Monday night. Sunday football. Sunday, because it's 9:30 a.m. bright and early. We're trying to get paid. And there's actually three player props I like in this game. Jaguars versus the Rams. I'm not going to waste your time like always. We're going to get right into it. Like, share, subscribe, follow my Instagram, my TikTok. Let's try to get paid. Let's get it. Last time we were in the NFL, we swept all the plays and we were still good. Bengals, money line, cash. Bengals plus 7.5, cash. Jamar Chase over receiving yards laddered up to 100, cash. Joe Flacco passing yards laddered up to 300, cash. Jamar Chase touchdown, cash. We keep going. Aaron Rodgers 2 passing touchdowns, cash. Aaron Rodgers passing yards, cash. It was a beautiful, stupendous day. DK Metcalf 3 receptions, cash. We only took the 3, baby. He had 3 receptions his whole life since he got out the womb. And now I got some plays. I got some straight line plays. I got some all line plays. But I got 3 bets that I for sure think are going to hit. Let's get right into it. First, we're going to start with the Rams side of the ball. We're going to go 2 players on the Rams side because I do think the Rams are going to have a good offensive day against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Secondary, at least. Jaguars actually have a pretty decent run defense, so they could slow down Kyren Williams a little bit. I think Kyren Williams is still good to get his 50 yards. He's been good for 50 yards all season this year and mostly all the last season as well. So I think Kyren Williams to get 50 yards is an easy play. I think he gets enough volume, and now that Puka's out, he's definitely going to get at least 15 to maybe up to like 18 carries. So with that being said, Kyren Williams 50 yards is an all-line play that we'll talk about later. Actually, you would have to join the Discord because I'll post the all-line play that I'm putting in the Discord. But this straight play is Davante Adams receiving yards. He's at 80.5 on PrizePicks, 79.5 on all other books like Hard Rock, which is minus 170, FanDuel minus 152. And this is basically a hell of a juice line. I would say take him up to the 80.5. I think this is a great play to bet on. He doesn't have a good hit rate on it, but what I like about this play is that Jacksonville against wide receivers is ranked 30th in the NFL. If we go down to see matchup-wise, all of these receivers that played against Jacksonville have gotten over their receiving yard marker. And now that Puka Nacua is out, we know that Davante Adams is going to be the number 1. And Matthew Stafford, we've seen these old heads, Aaron Rodgers, when it comes to Joe Flacco and Matthew Stafford's. They'll get it to that main guy. They'll find a way. They know some of these receivers are different. You throw it in their area, they're going to find a way to get the ball. Davante Adams is different. And if we see right here, Jackson Smith-Njigba had 162 yards. Cooper Kupp 40. Hollywood Brown 48. Tyquan Thornton 90 yards, which is just insane. We got Nico Collins got hit 104. Jamar Chase had 165. May I say more? I'm not saying that Davante Adams is on the, is Jamar Chase level. But in this matchup, I do love it. And I mean, the Jaguars have been struggling to stop receivers since last year, spanning all the way back. And if you've seen the head-to-head matchup that he played last year when he was on the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, my boy almost had 200 beans on them. Incredible. Davante Adams over receiving yards, and we're going to correlate that with Matthew Stafford. I like Matthew Stafford today to go over 249.5 passing yards, which is 250. I think this is a really good play, especially that it's like a kind of a bounce back spot in the terms of his lines and his patterns on the season. It's kind of like under than over, under than over. I think he's about to crush this line. I think he has a 300-yard passing day against the Jaguars. I think they still go pass heavy because the Jaguars, like I said, have a good rush defense. And you see the pass rate on LA. They do pass more than they run regardless. So I think even with Puka out, they're going to get the ball to Davante Adams. I think Tyler Higbee's a good look today. Jordan Whittington is basically going to be the second receiver, but I would kind of say more than anything, Tyler Higbee is probably the better option because Tyler Higbee is more, I feel like, a safety blanket that's going to be for Matthew Stafford whenever he needs to just get something out quick. So Kyron Williams as well, I think his receiving yards or his receptions might be a good play. That's something I'll be leaning towards as well come towards game time. But his line's at 247.5 on some books. Honestly, I think he is going to go over 250. I would say you can ladder him up to 250. Let's see what his actual line is on Hard Rock. Is it 247.5? I don't even think there's like they don't have the Hard Rock line on here. They usually do. Let me see. Oh my goodness, is that 250.5? All right, that's basically we're gonna alt it down to 250 because I do think he actually we'll take 250.5, 251.5 on other books. On Hard Rock, it's 251.5. So yeah, we're basically buying one yard down on Prize Picks. The line is at 250.5. I am going to play this on Prize Picks. It's a straight line play. I might ladder down to 225. Might ladder down to 230. I think he does have a 300-yard day just like Joe Flacco, but just to play it safe on a parlay piece. But for a straight line play, I think his 250.5 is a good play. I think he does go over the 250.5, as you can see, against Jaguars passing yards defense. They rank 30th in the NFL. They are god awful at stopping the air attacks from any team. And as you can see right here, we see Sam Darnold had 295, Patrick Mahomes had 318, Brock Purdy 309, CJ Stroud is garbage. He had only 204, and Joe Burrow got hurt in that game, so that doesn't count. He would have went way over 270 yards. So in just that alone is enough for me to take Matthew Stafford because I know he's better than goddamn Sam Darnold. And so my last play in this game, the other side of the ball, we're going with one receiver on this team that I feel like has been the most consistent piece when it comes to receiver on this team, which is Brian Thomas Jr. And we are going to take his receiving yards over. And the reason why I like this play is if you see against this team, as well as we just saw with the with the Jaguars being bad at stopping receivers and the high hit rate, it's the same thing with the Rams. So against wide receivers, the Rams actually have allowed the over to most of these starting receivers on these teams, which is crazy. DeAndre Hopkins went over. Zay Flowers went over. You got Valdez-Scantling going over his line. Demarcus Robinson, Kendrick Bourne. I literally watched the Eagles game where A.J. Brown had the day of his life. Devontae Smith even got his 60. So with Davante Adams being the number one receiver, with Brian Thomas Jr. being the number one receiver, I believe that he's going to receive, as you can see, the highest of the target share. And he should bring down about 5 catches or 6, because I think they will be behind in the game at some point. It's going to be a close game, and I'm going to tell you my leans at the end. But I believe he's going to have enough opportunity to get well over 66.5 receiving yards, and that's the line we're taking. His over 66.5, which is a plus money play on Profit X, which is a good line because everywhere else is an even line. So Brian Thomas Jr. over his receiving yards, I think is a really good play. You can alt it down if you want to be safe. I think you can alt it up for all of these plays. I think all these plays for the day will be something that I will alt up. I'll take Brian Thomas Jr. for about 80 yards receiving. Take Davante Adams for 100 and take Matthew Stafford for 300 and just see what happens. Because I think this is going to be a game where we see a lot of points scored because of the holes in the passing defense for both of these teams. So I do see some points being scored by the Rams, definitely. We'll see what Jaguars do on their offensive side. I think they do get to the red zone. And that's my last play. Is Brian Thomas Jr. to get over 66.5 receiving yards. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, follow on TikTok and Instagram. And hopefully we get another winning day in football. I'm going to have more plays for the full slate of games. Let me tell you my leans, though, before we go. My lean in this game is Jaguars money line, and I also like Jaguars plus 3.5 on the spread. I think this is an underdog spot, which is kind of easy to me to pick just because this is a home away for home for the Jaguars. And I'm a Florida boy. Let's get paid. Until next time, peace.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.